It's noon on Wednesday, April 6th, and this is the news that you can use from YAA. And apparently, Zach, we're in a race.
There you go. Now I'm covering that thing up on my neck.
Yeah, what is that thing?
All right, man.
We need to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on the Saturday live stream. No, come on, it's covered. If you listen to the podcast and don't join us on video, you're
better off.
Yeah, you're better off this week. All right, Dad, let's kick things off with the things that if you see a dealership do should spur you to join this track meet and run away.
Okay, what do you have in mind?
I thought we could just go to the dealer reviews.
Yeah.
Join YAA.com/bad. We'll take you to dealerships that you should avoid. So we're looking here at one of these dealerships in North Carolina. Didn't purchase, but contacted the dealership for an Ioniq 5.
Yeah.
What happened here? $3,000 market adjustment was firm with their pricing. We're hearing a lot of that with Ioniq 5s, although Justin, who's our in-house EV expert,
I've heard that.
He's traveling up to New York today, buying his Ioniq 5. Did you know that?
Where in New York? It's a big state.
On the island. What's the island piece?
Long Island?
Long Island.
Yeah.
So if someone's adding market adjustment like this, that's a reason.
He's going to Long Island?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He's about to get ripped off.
No.
Yeah, he is.
He got a signed purchase order.
Oh, it'll change. It's Long Island, for God's sake.
I think he's going to, what is it, 312 Hyundai?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Nope, it's not 312 Hyundai. It's something with numbers. 412 Hyundai?
I don't know, but
I looked it up in car dealer reviews, and we had Hyundai 112 in Medford. Hyundai 112. I think it's this one. Anyway, they were not in our dealer reviews. But if you see market adjustment like that, that's a reason to get out of the door, right?
It depends.
It depends.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on how many of them are available, and that would determine whether or not the market adjustment's legitimate and whether or not you see enough value to pay that extra.
What about this one? And we're going to go to Twitter for it. Go into my profile, tweets and replies.
Yeah.
What about this one, Dad?
Yeah.
I went to the dealership yesterday to buy a used 2016 Toyota Sienna.
Yeah.
They tried to add a $3,000 reconditioning fee on top. I walked. Is that normal in this market? Is this a reason to run?
Run. That's a reason to have your track shoes on and ready to go. Yes. On your mark, get set, get the hell out of there.
There was also a $1,500 freight fee.
Sure.
Because the car was delivered from out of state.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes. It must have been delivered in a Brinks truck.
These are good reasons to get the hell out of a dealership.
That's a good reason never to do business with that.
I asked Julie if she could add them to our car deal reviews so that we can alert other people. Let's see if we can find one more reason. And you're right, market adjustment depends.
It depends. It really depends.
Let's see this one.
In most cases, a lot of what dealers are asking is exorbitant.
Okay, so another one we didn't purchase, but we contacted the dealership. This is a Ford dealership.
Yes.
Let's see. They would sell me the car at the advertised price if I bought an extended warranty, interior and exterior protection packages, plus nitrogen-filled tires for a total of $8,000.
Yeah.
That's a reason to run.
Yeah, because what they're really telling you is we're not willing to sell you the car for the advertised price because the advertised price didn't make us enough profit. So in order to make some of that profit back, you have to buy $8,000 worth of crap. Yeah, that would be a reason to run. That would be a reason to contact a Consumer Protection Bureau or the Attorney General's office, or if there's an office at your motor vehicle department that investigate situations like this. That is.
Well, now it won't fall down and show.
Oh, well, I was going to say, what are we at, an NBA game? You're wearing your warm-ups? But that type of stuff is bait and switch and fraudulent advertising is what that is.
Absolutely. All right, let's say hi to everyone that's with us here this morning. Okay. Dad, Mark says, good morning, everyone. Enjoyed the video yesterday with AMD, the car carrier. Thank you
so
for
did
that,
we.
Mark.
We enjoyed doing it.
So much fun. Shannon's here with us. Perfect way to spend my lunch break with Ray and Zach. Hey, and want to give a shout out to Space and Justice. And I think Phil's probably here. I haven't seen him in the chat yet. They did a live stream yesterday in the YAA community.
Yeah.
So if you're not in the YAA community forum, you better get in there.
Am I in?
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, someone said they DM'd you and didn't hear back from you.
Could be.
Yeah, I know. He left us. We do it on Net Promoter Score, 0 to 10. How likely would you be to recommend us to a friend?
0.
He gave a 2, and he said, "Ray or Zach, ask your dad to reply back to me." And I'm like, I want to help you, man, but like, don't leave us a bad review. He left us a bad review. Anyway, Freddie's here with us. I'm not blaming you for it.
What's his name?
I don't know, Richard. I think.
Well, I'll certainly look for in my direct messages because I don't go to that website very often. For me, I'm busy on the YouTube channel.
Christopher's here as well. Thank you,
comment
everyone, for being here. Let's see. Yeah, David's got a good question. Is this a reason to run? What about when they add all kinds of options on the price? Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's a good reason to run.
Yes, you would expect that whatever the sale price is, that's what you should be able to buy it for, not the sale price plus. That's not how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be, I don't know,
A price.
a price. You know, I mean, let me ask you a question.
Huh.
If your local Apple store said, "Hey, you could buy the new MacBook Pro for $799,"
Yeah.
$799.
I'm all ears.
Okay. And you get to the store and you go, "I want that MacBook Pro for $799." And they go, "Well, you got to get the Apple the Apple Care, and you've got to get this accessory, and you got to get that accessory. Oh, and so your total is going to be $1,800. Would that be a reason not to buy it?"
And this happens in like Airbnb charges you all the fees they don't advertise, which is obnoxious. In the tickets, sports and events tickets, that's obnoxious as well.
Yes.
Yeah, this crap goes on, and it's just really, really...
it's like the daily resort fee at a hotel.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Just put it into the price of the room.
Yeah.
But you want to be able to advertise a cheap price. Okay, so the room's $80, but the daily resort fee is $50. Guess what? The room's really $130.
Let's jump into something that Cox Automotive published yesterday, Dad, which is the Chip Shortage Consumer Impact Study. So Cox does all sorts of research. Obviously, they're the powerhouse when it comes to automotive. I thought we could look through what they said, they learned, and if I'm not mistaken, let's see, was it on this page? Yeah, you always love their research.
Yeah.
They talked to 242 people.
Out of the millions of people that are looking to potentially buy cars. But my understanding is that when you do studies like this, that you can extrapolate out from 242 some real world numbers.
I love sharing this stuff. All right, so here's what
it just seems like such a quality number. Let's not 241, not 243. Let's do 242 people, and we're going to base the entire study of what people think about this on the responses of 242 people. Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me.
There might be 242 people in our background today.
Could be.
Could be.
And they're all running. They're running for the hills, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let's jump into the data, Dad. This is pretty interesting stuff. Whoops.
Really? Out of 242 people? Yeah, tell me this.
Consumers' awareness of the current global chip shortage continues to rise. So what they've done is they did a study, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and wave 4. So April of last year, August of last year, November of last year, and now this study here in March of 2022.
Okay.
So back in April of 2021, 28% said they were very aware of the chip shortage. That has jumped up to 60% of consumers saying they are very aware.
Well, they ought to be. We talk about the damn thing every day.
Yeah. These 28% were the YAA listeners back in April of last year. But Dad, if you then look at the awareness category, 26%. So 86% of consumers are aware of the chip shortage. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That means they're going to walk in with better expectations.
Yeah.
Consumers foresee ongoing chip shortage.
Well, they ought to, because we talked that it's going to last for a lot longer than everybody's saying.
So here it is. Compared to November, slightly more consumers believe the chip shortage will be long-term, with more than a third thinking it will last more than a year. And we're going to put you on the spot here. Would you have voted in that the chip shortage will be resolved in the next 6 months or less, in the next 7 to 12 months, or more than a year from now, or that you don't know?
Well,
you're not allowed to not know.
I don't know, but I would think it'll be more than a year from now.
Definitely. We're looking at least a year from now. And I've been in contact with David Chow to get him back on the show because we got to ask him that question.
Yes.
Consumers' likelihood to postpone their vehicle purchases remains under half. 45% of shoppers are likely to postpone their purchases. So
Wow.
it's interesting. That actually has stayed the same even as the chip crisis has gotten worse and the new inventory supply has gotten tighter and the used car price gouging and price appreciation has continued to go up.
Yes.
So when they first ran this study in April of last year, 37% of respondents said they would postpone. That jumped up to 48% in August of last year and has stayed steady at 45%. What does that say to you? People are just saying, hey, if I need a car, I need a car. I got to pay what I got to pay.
Well, it says that maybe 55% of the people are willing to do that, and the other 45% are saying, "No, the hell with it. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to pay those type of prices."
They're going to stopbuyingcars.com.
Well, if they haven't, they should. And maybe Cox should do a survey about that, and they should survey 242 people to see how many people know about stopbuyingcars.com.
You know what would be interesting?
Yes.
If you did, if we took this exact same survey that they did,
Yeah.
and
put
we
it
got
on.
YAA, and we got 242 YAA members
Yeah.
to reply, I bet you would get a totally different
I bet
result set.
we could get more than
No, I know.
242 people to reply.
100%, of course.
Yeah.
But my point being that I think you'd see more educated and more
One would hope.
patient.
I mean,
would hope.
we
Yeah.
spend an awful lot of time trying to educate and inform and entertain.
Let's continue to go through this,
Yes.
Pops, because I find it pretty interesting. I accidentally hit a wrong button.
Well,
Let me make
stuff
sure.
happens.
Okay, we're all good.
Okay.
All right. Half of consumers indicate they would postpone their vehicle purchase for 7 months or more.
Okay.
So that's gone up. Where are we? 7 months or more has actually gone down from the November study, which is interesting. But a lot of people, more people, are thinking about 3 to 6 months, which is interesting. Order and wait is anticipated to become the new norm for purchasing a vehicle. How long consumers expect to wait for an ordered vehicle is 10 weeks. They're in for a world of hurt.
They are because in 10 weeks they won't even have a build slot for them yet. Especially like if you're a Bronco or a Maverick or whatever. I mean, people were waiting years in some cases.
Yeah. No, I mean this to me, as I looked through the data initially, was one of the oh crap moments.
The thing that amazed me in all the years I was at the mini store, we could order the mini, and from the time the customer ordered it to delivery, where they actually physically took delivery of the car, was usually somewhere between 6 and 8 weeks, and those vehicles were built in England. So they were able to build them in England, put them on a boat, get them over here, get them to the dealership. Somewhere between 6 to 8 weeks time from when the customer says, yeah, I'd like to order it. If it was a Countryman, it was like 7 to 9 weeks because those were built in Austria. I mean, and I understand there's a chip shortage now and there wasn't a chip shortage then, but there are people that had put reservations in for either the Maverick or the Bronco, okay, that have been waiting over a year. And part of the issue is that Ford made a corporate decision that they're only building 60% of the reservations out of all the Broncos that they're building. The other 40% go to dealer stock. Well, why don't you just build the ones that the people have been waiting for? I mean, what was the point of, that it's like the Seinfeld episode? Well, you know how to take a reservation. You just don't know how to hold the car.
That Seinfeld episode was decades before its time. I mean,
oh my God. And so Ford knows how to take the reservation, but they're really not that interested in building the damn vehicle for you. If only 60% of their production is going to go towards building the cars for the people that have left a deposit, that's I don't know. There's something wrong with that.
Let's jump to the chat in just a second here, Pops. I want to share one final statistic from this study.
Yes.
Fewer consumers, as of their most recent March survey, are willing to pay more than the MSRP for a desired vehicle versus earlier in the chip shortage. Consumers' willingness to pay above MSRP is 28% now versus
it was 42%.
It was all the way up at 42%. 72% said they will never pay above MSRP.
That's great, except that 83% of
No,
all
it's good. It's progress.
Yeah, but 83% of people in January who bought new cars paid over MSRP to do it.
No, I mean, juxtapose it with the reality. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Veritex in the chat saying, I've been following your podcast and site for about 18 months now. You've helped me make good decisions. I decided to get my car repaired rather than buy a new one, and I am happier for it. Thank you, YAA.
Well, you're very welcome.
Jordan suggesting that we should start a separate chip shortage channel.
Yes.
Mark with a question: will VSCs, vehicle service contracts, become more expensive due to price increases on parts and labor? I have not seen our prices go up.
And that's not a question you want to necessarily broach with our administrator?
I keep ask. I ask.
Okay.
I'm like, shouldn't they? And they haven't. And
Okay, well,
I think
good.
they're no. It's good and all, but like they're behind the 8 ball. I know. Buy them from but like I think they're behind the 8 ball. Guys, you could you bring Louis Rossman or Louis Rossman? I've watched his channel on Twitter. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Louis. Louis is Louis.
It could be.
It's Louis.
Louis.
Yeah, Louis. Yeah.
He's been fighting for right to repair bill, and that bill got killed here in Maryland. Huge implications for the future of car repair. Yeah, I'll send an email.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Massachusetts passed a right to repair.
Obviously, it didn't pass here in Maryland, and we had the Florida Carvana title news yesterday. Maybe we'll touch on that in a moment here. Alicia says, "I have had several dealerships tell me in this market I will not find a car at MSRP. They are trying to just." Yeah, they're trying to pull.
There are dealerships out there that will indeed sell at MSRP.
Join yaa.com/good. We'll take you to the list of them. Ray Fix ordered a Super Duty on March 18th. Was told around 14 to 16 weeks.
Okay.
Well, and the reality will probably be closer to 20.
But I would rather the dealer tell them that than tell them should be 8 to 10.
100%. Catherine in the chat saying, I'm postponing buying, but I can't order a car afraid it will take way too long, and that's totally fair.
Yeah.
And then Derek in the chat saying, AMD pointed out to us yesterday that dealerships have come upon these shadow cars that were lower quality or straight junk. That's the tricky piece right now. If you're in Catherine's shoes and you want to buy a car, but you
still have to buy a new, do not buy a pre-owned car.
And that's the thing is you're then looking at these pre-owned cars that are just galunka hunkas, the balunka junkas.
Galunka junkas.
Galunka junkas.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of them that are being sold that shouldn't be.
Hit on one more question here, Pops, and then I want to jump to another story from David. I had a dealer ask me to reserve a Toyota 4Runner. It will be in May, on May 1st. No money down to reserves is common and acceptable.
Is it common and acceptable? Well, in today's world, they know that if you don't take it, somebody else will. But the problem with not giving them any money, then nobody's committed. So the reason you want to give a deposit is it commits the dealership to hold the car. If you don't give a deposit,
you got nothing.
Yeah, we had a verbal contract. Prove it. Okay. You want a written contract. You want a buyer's order. You want an agreed upon price subject to any price increases from the manufacturer. You want to reflect what all the costs are going to be, and you want it to reflect a deposit amount that would show what the balance due is after the deposit has been subtracted. That binds things, but just saying, hey, yeah, I want it, that doesn't obligate anybody.
Getting a signed purchase order is also like as much written confirmation you can have is going to help bolster your case. All right, I want to turn our attention to an article in Automotive News that they did their annual dealer census, which is what's the state of new car franchise dealerships. Consolidation. That is the story of auto right now.
Yes.
The reason I bring this up is the top 150 groups as a percentage of industry sales has jumped from 18.2% in 2011 to 24.3% in 2021.
The top 150 dealer groups sell about a quarter of all the cars in this country.
Let's talk about this a little bit because there are pros and there are cons to consolidation. I can think of more cons than pros.
Yeah.
What does, and you worked for Penske Automotive.
I did.
Massive, one of the second or third
largest now. Lithia is the second.
You've worked for dealer groups that had what? I'm thinking when you were at the Acura store in Laurel. That may have been what? They owned a couple dealerships?
Well, he owned Acura and Nissan. Yeah.
And then
they were next to each other.
And then you worked for ownership that owned 5, 6, 7, 8 dealerships.
Yes.
What was your preferred work environment to be in? And then put yourself in the shoes of someone buying a car. Who should you want to do business with?
Well, in my mind, you should want to do business with a local dealership that is owned by local people. Now there aren't a lot of mom and pop stores left anymore,
Because they're getting bought out by.
but they're getting bought out. But at least if you can find a dealership, where it's been in a family for any number of years, those people are invested in their communities to a certain degree.
With the asterisk, if they show up with like $20,000 additional dealer markups, then it's tricky.
But I'm talking about dealerships
good ones.
that are in a community that they sponsor the little league teams, they sponsor different events, they what's the word? Donate money to causes and charities. They're invested. They're good community partners.
Understood.
Okay. Large dealer groups, oftentimes they can't make decisions quickly. There's so much bureaucracy that there can be good ideas, but it takes a lot of time before some of those ideas get implemented. Your smaller dealership groups, things can get implemented more quickly. There's still a little bit of bureaucracy, and the single mom and pop stores, things can happen. Like, I don't know. I worked for a gentleman one time that one day came to me, he said, I don't think our salespeople should have demos anymore. New car demos, put them in used cars. I said, really? You want to do that? And he goes, yeah, I don't want them in new cars. So I told everybody, hey, guess what? Good news. You're out of your new car and into a used car. And, and then he heard a little grumbling, a little feedback. And a couple of hours later, he comes to me and goes, I really think we should keep our people in new cars. So when you work for a mom and pop or a single point store like that, things can happen quickly.
Yeah.
Changes can happen within hours.
Yeah. Versus in the big organizations
that could take months or years. And it depends on the organizations. I mean, the one thing about the big organizations is they, in most cases, have perfected processes and procedures, and they have processes and procedures,
and they perfected them to the end of making as much profit as possible.
Well, none of
they're publicly traded.
Yeah, let's face it. I mean, typically, if a dealership gets sold, typically the entity that's buying it isn't buying it and saying, I bet we could figure out ways to have this dealership make less money or sell less cars. They're buying them because they have policies and procedures in place that they know if they implement them in this new store, that it will enhance profitability.
Yep.
So that's one of the big differences.
You've got here from Melissa. My current MSRP deal is coming from a mom and pop dealership.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. We need to do, and Justice, by the way, I got a notification on my watch. I just updated the good dealers list. So it only includes, if you'd go to joinyaa.com now and use joinyaa.com/good, of the 862 dealerships that have been reviewed so far, there are 414 that someone said on a scale of 0 to 10, they said over 8 that they would recommend it to a friend, and they charge either at MSRP or below.
Okay, very cool.
So there you go. That list has now been updated, Justice. Thank you for sending me that Slack message. That's what happens here on these live streams. We do things live.
Yes.
Now, Pops,
yes.
I know your headphones are over there, but I'm going to play the really you got to be kidding me because, you're going to go for it? Okay. You good? You got it?
I don't have it, but I'll try it. Really? You gotta be kidding me.
Okay,
That really wasn't worth the effort.
You get your own producer.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a few things that I think are worth hitting on for our really you gotta be kidding me.
Okay.
Right. First and foremost.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up on the screen here.
Okay.
We have this headline from our friends over at Rivian.
Yeah. Nice job.
Slow clap.
Yeah, they produced 2,553 new trucks in the first quarter. Wow.
And we're just going to peek at it really quick.
Wow.
$35 billion company. And let's just,
but
Ford.
They didn't used to be.
61. So it's, how many vehicles did Ford produce? And Ford's struggling.
Yes.
Let's give them some credit. But holy cow, 2,500 vehicles in Europe.
2,553, buddy.
Come on.
Don't shortchange them.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I was surprised when I saw that, but I guess I
I'm
shouldn't have
surprised
been.
the stock isn't trading lower.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the second thing that's
Yes.
really, you got to be kidding me, Dad, comes from Jalopnik. We've got the manifest
Yes.
from the Felicity Ace.
Yes, the ship that sank with all those vehicles on board.
Look at that thing. That's a beauty.
It was. If you want to see it today, you have to go to the bottom of the ocean floor.
All right, so here's what
Yeah.
here's what was on that ship.
Yeah.
One Krone MiG M450 self-propelled mower.
Why not?
7. That's not
Seibenhar.
That's not Sennheiser.
No,
That's
Seibenhar.
Seibenhar. They must be.
Winches.
2 Bauer Kelly borehole drilling systems and nearly 220,000 pounds of used tractors.
How many tractors would that be? I mean,
It
how
seems
much
like quite
does a
a few.
tractor weigh?
It seems like quite a few.
Yeah.
Here's the cars.
Yes.
5 Volkswagen ID4s marked as test vehicles.
Okay. And the test was they were testing their floating abilities and their and how well they can ward off water. Apparently,
Yeah, rust.
not well.
Do they rust?
Yeah. Yeah.
One similarly
swim.
test marked Volkswagen Tego.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this.
That's because it's not offered in this country.
Let's take okay, except the cookies.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, it's like a coupe SUV thing.
Yeah, it's a Tego. Buddy.
Oh man, that's kind of
looks good to me.
Kinda interesting.
Yeah.
All right, 83 Volkswagen Golfs, 50
Okay.
Audi Q3s,
Yeah.
3 Audi A4 Cabriolets,
Mm,
44 Audi A5 Sportbacks, good looking cars.
yes.
10 Audi A5 Coupes,
Yes.
34 Audi e-trons.
Those might have been the ones that started the fire.
Could have been that or
Yeah.
the 9 Audi e-tron Sportbacks.
That's a nice car. Too.
126 Porsche Cayennes,
Yes.
23 Porsche 718s, 911s, Taycans, any of those, 25 Taycans,
Yeah.
electric
Another
EV
ones, yeah.
Taycans,
Yeah,
and 19 Macans or Panameras,
Yes.
3 Bentley Continental Flying Spurs, 6 Bentley Continental GTs, 12 Bentley Continental GTCs,
Yeah. This sounds like the 12 Days of Christmas.
12 Bentley Bentegas, 5 Lamborghini Huracans, 6 Lamborghini Aventadors, and 10 Lamborghini Uruses.
Or is that RI?
And then this was interesting.
Yes.
Some privately owned vehicles were being
Yes.
shipped.
Yes.
One 2015 Porsche Cayenne, a 2015 Ford Mustang, a 2014 Kia Soul, a 2018 Nissan Versa Note, a 2017 Volkswagen Jetta, a 2007 BMW 750i,
Yeah. That's an interesting one.
and then a 1996 Honda Prelude.
SIR. One of only 65 that were ever built.
SIR is RIP. That thing is at the bottom of the
Yes.
ocean now.
Yes. Yes. Apparently, everything would have been better if some of these had been wearing their floaties.
Thought that was interesting. And
It
then,
is.
And then the third and final, really, you've got to be kidding me, is the Hummer EV
Yes.
is now getting in the hands of consumers.
Yes. You might want to pull this up and bring a trailer and see what it actually sold for.
Do they have the link right here? There it is.
Yeah.
This Hummer
This guy bought it for 200 and some thousand.
turned around and sold it on Bring a Trailer for $275,000.
Lost money. I think he paid like 283 or
Really?
289 for it. Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
People are going a little bit crazy for these Hummers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth
4.5
money.
tons that weighs. 4.5
You're going to be replacing tires
I'm
every
not
week.
I'm not real good at math, but I believe a ton is 2,000 pounds. So that
Yes.
means that Hummer pickup truck is only 9,000 pounds. No wonder you need 1,000 horsepower worth of electric motors to move that thing along. 3 electric motors. Okay. 200 kilowatt hours worth of electric motors that get you 326-mile range. It has the worst range of any electric vehicle that's being produced today.
Isn't the whole point of EVs to be more like better on the environment? That's the stupidest thing.
More like better. Yeah.
Oh
Like, how's that better? I mean, yeah. Okay. So you're not making pollution. You're just destroying everything you're driving over. I mean, what is that going to do to highways at 9,000 pounds a vehicle?
Let's answer these final 3 questions. Pops
Yeah.
Alicia says, what will happen when it's time for the new 2023 models to be released?
They'll be released.
David has a question. He says, I have a lease car. Lease ending next year. When should I order a new one?
You might want to start working on that now. Or, well, yeah.
Yeah,
perhaps,
honestly.
yeah.
And Jorge says, I've been postponing buying a car, but damn kids keep growing. Now I need a bigger car. LOL. Thanks, YAA.
Should have started those kids on cigarettes younger, because I heard that smoking
Dad,
stunts their
Dad,
growth.
stop. Don't smoke cigarettes, please.
No.
And don't do jokes like that on a broadcast with 300 people.
Sorry.
All right. Good show. Till then.
Sorry. I mean, but that was, they used to say in my day that smoking stunts your growth. I could have been 6 foot if I had delayed my cigarette smoking till I was a little older.
We're going to end the broadcast. See everyone tomorrow. Thank you, Pop.
Thank you all for being here. We'll see you tomorrow again at noon for more news that you can use from YAA. That's noon Eastern, 9 Pacific.
All right. Jocelyn thought the joke was funny. All right.
Thank you, Jocelyn.
All right. And
Yeah.
John's right. 300 people, only 47 likes. I'm going to have to go like the video. See you, Pops. See you guys. Thank you.
See you all.